Hey, and welcome back to Rebirth for Life. My name is Jay, and this channel is all about relationships, breakups, and everything in between. I also have an anxious attachment style and survivor of an attempted suicide, which was the result of being in a 5-year relationship with a narcissistic, abusive person. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on any notifications for further videos on this channel. And with that being said, let's talk. So I was in a 5-year relationship with a narcissistic abusive person. And as I said, I've got an anxious attachment style. So due to the anxious attachment style, which was a trauma created from my childhood, there was this need and this crave to start my own family and have what I believe to be the perfect relationship, to start afresh, and anything that had gone wrong within my own childhood and my own family dynamics, I wanted to be in the position where that could be rectified, have my own version of the perfect relationship, which during the love bombing phase of a relationship with a narcissistic person, this is highly fueled. Because during this stage of the love bombing phase, you obviously, when you get with someone, you share stories, you share what happens to you as a child, you share your goals for the future, you share your past, etc. And what happens is, during the love bombing stage, there's an oversharing. That's what happens. There's an oversharing. Whereas normally you share aspects of your life as time goes on, as you build this trust throughout the relationship. With the love bombing stage, everything is laid on the table straight away. And this lures you into wanting to overshare your life and what's happening in your life and your relationships and your past traumas. And again, it creates this, it's a bond, but it can be a trauma bond. Thing is, with narcissists, they come from a place of trauma. It does come from a fear of abandonment, which is kind of the same as the anxious attachment style. You have this fear that you're going to be abandoned, so you over love. And what happens in a love bombing stage is that someone who's got narcissistic traits can see this, and they use this as a tactic during the love bombing phase. So when you're sharing your story of certain traumas that happened to you as a child, they immediately mirror this, and they will give you all the traumas that they've had as a child. And surprisingly enough, they are quite similar stories, because they both have this fear of abandonment. So again, it creates this super bond of, oh, you understand me. And that's all anybody wants in a relationship, isn't it? Is to be understood and to be heard. And when you get someone that finally understands everything you've been through as a child, everything you've been through throughout your teens and your early 20s growing up, you just think, wow, this person really, really gets me. I'm never going to find anybody else that is on this level with me. And that creates this bond. It's a trauma bond. You're creating a bond based on both of your traumas. So if anyone does overshare at the very beginning of a relationship, this is a red flag. This is a red flag to watch out for when it comes to the love bombing stage of being in a relationship with someone who's narcissistic. And I'll share with you a story that happened at the beginning stages of the 5-year relationship with my ex-narcissistic partner. So we had met, and straight away within, we'd met online, in fact, and within a month, they'd come to visit, they'd stayed, they'd gone back home. Within a couple of weeks, they'd flown out again from abroad and stayed again. And literally within about 3 months, they had moved in straight into my apartment. It was, you're the best thing since sliced bread. We're going to spend the rest of our lives together. We're going to get married. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it was just like very, very overwhelming. But at the same time, because I had this need and this longing to have my own perfect family, all those red flags were completely brushed under the carpet. And I was just happy that I was able to have someone that loved me and someone that was able to receive the love that I was willing to give. So that is how that dynamic came about. It was just so fast and just so, there was no basis on the relationship to start with. It was literally, I like you, you're everything I want, you're everything I desire, I'm moving in. And looking back now, you'd think it was crazy. You'd think, wow, why would you move so fast? But the way someone who's narcissistic, I don't want to use the word prey. I suppose it's a manipulation, isn't it? The way they prey on this vulnerability of you is just totally out of this world. It's totally out of this world. And they literally move everything so fast to become everything it is that you desire and you want and you crave in a relationship, and everything you desire and you crave for your own self-worth. And the reinforcement of this is done through intimacy. Now, the intimacy with someone who has narcissistic traits or is narcissistic, the intimacy is so intense. As I said in the previous video, it is literally like, it's porn star sex. It's every fantasy you have ever desired, anything that you've ever wanted is given. So you can imagine the dopamine hit that you get from being with this person. The sex is out of this world. They understand you on a deep level. They've got the same traumas as you. They like everything that you like. They dislike everything that you dislike. So there is no way in any shape or form when you're going through this stage that you can see anything past that. It's embedded into your psyche that this is the only person that's for you. This is the only person that's ever going to understand you. This is the only person that's ever going to give you what it is that you need for a relationship or that you need for your self-worth. Which means later on down the line, you are literally willing to accept anything, all boundaries off the table. Any unhealthy behaviors is accepted, because you cannot imagine that there is anybody else in this world that is gonna fit this mold that they've created for you. It's like they're the perfect puzzle for you, and for you not to have this perfect puzzle, your world would be absolutely crushed, absolutely destroyed. So you'll do anything to maintain that. absolutely anything to maintain that. And you will just ignore any bad behaviors, any red flags, any punishments that are given during the relationship, because this love bombing stage ingrained into your psychology that nothing else will ever be as great as this. So that is how the love bombing stage works. And yeah, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, add anything down the bottom to the comments as well if you've ever experienced anything like this. It'd be great to have a good conversation about love bombing, or anyone that's been in any sort of narcissistic, abusive relationships. So yeah.